Okay, so I'm gonna be building. Just center that because it likes to zoom in and ruin everything. Whatever. I'm gonna be building a main cabinet uh, out of some pre-cut wood, just MDF, really cheap. I got it for 65 bucks. It was on sale, and I'm gonna basically be using a Steam Link as the brain instead of something like a Raspberry Pi or maybe an Android device, so that I can use the full power of my desktop PC inside the cabinet. And then once I do that, yeah, so if I upgrade my PC, the upgrade will be reflected on the cabinet, which is cool. And I'm going to be using Big Box as the front end for that. I already have the software set up, so I just got this today. The only thing that I'm going to have to work around is the fact that the display is a little too big. It's a 21 something. At least that's what I measured or something. But it's a little too big for the cabinet, but that's okay. I figured a workaround. I'm going to cut slots in the side of the cabinets and then slot the display into those. And once I do that, I think it's going to come out just a little bit, so I'm going to use something to kind of cap it off and make it look like it was meant to be like that. So I'll have some side art. I was going to make it black and white for now, and then eventually I'm going to actually make it into like a Mortal Kombat 2 cabinet because I love Mortal Kombat 2 and Mortal Kombat in general. So I'm going to do that. The only thing with the sides cut off, I'll just use the Steam Links, so the display doesn't get cut off. I'll use Steam Links that you can adjust the display for overscan. So I'll just use that so that it doesn't get cut off like that. And of course, I also have it set up in RetroArch because I'm going to be using RetroArch. I have it set up so that it has like a CRT shader and all this stuff. So that's going to be cool. And then it has like a TV border. But yeah, I also want to do some like playing Mortal Kombat X on it and stuff. So I'm going to make sure that the display doesn't get cut off. So that was the workaround I came up with, so that I don't have to go get a new display. And if I get one the right size, I can just fill in the wood and sand it and redo that. But I think I can do it. I know I can do it. It's going to be a 2-player cabinet because I have a friend who would like to come over and play with me with this. And I'm going to put it on my kitchen table, actually. I don't really have many places to put it, so it's going to be on my kitchen table, away from where I'm eating. And yeah, so all I need right now are buttons. I do need the whatchamacallit to put around the sides of the cabinet to, what do you call it, that goes in those slots there. Yeah, I'm going to get it black and white, so that's going to be white. The buttons are going to be white, I hope. I'm trying to go really freaking cheap. One thing I was thinking, okay, even if I pay for something, I want to point out things that you can do for free while doing this. So even though I paid for the display, there's a lot of not everywhere, but there's places like outside. You can get a display that someone's throwing out. You can go on Craigslist for free and get somebody throws a display to the curb. They'll tell you, and you can go get that and things like that. So I wanted to. So right now, if I had actually gotten the display for free, out of pocket, it seems like it would cost me probably a little over $110 to put this together. And of course, then, like, if you're not going to use a Steam Link, obviously you're not just going to find a Steam Link hanging around. You would, maybe get like a Raspberry Pi Zero or something like that. Or if you have an old computer laying around, that's that. So I was trying to go for a very, very, very budget build. But for anything that, I paid for, I wanted to kind of just point out the things you can get maybe for free or for really freaking cheap. So it's not going to be the highest quality build ever, but it's going to be for my poor peeps, motherfuckers. But other than that, so I'm just going to try to do that and then hopefully help people that are really poor you know, also be able to enjoy a main cabinet for themselves. Um, it's not meant to be like this great build, but I'm going to try and make it look as good as possible as I can possibly do. Um, so yeah, so I got a multi-tool. I'm going to pop out the sides, put some slots in the sides, and I got to figure out what I'm going to cap off because I think the display is going to come out a little bit. It's probably an inch too big on each side. So, and the sides are a little under an inch, I think. So it's going to come out a little bit. So I'm just going to cap that off with something. And something that just makes it look like it belongs there. But of course, if you were going to go get a display, you probably want to try to get something that fits. Just so happened that I had this extra one. So I'm using that. And I'll deal with it. So yeah, which is okay because I don't have to mount the monitor in the back. It's just going to sit there, and it'll probably end up getting adhesed a little, so that it'll stay still. And then, guessing eventually I'll probably want to get a marquee or something. It's going to be like something that I'm going to do over time. So, So this way, it's also a nice thing to point out that you can make these things over time. So if your budget's really freaking low, maybe you could just like one day, I got a couple bucks, let me get some wood. I got a couple bucks, let me get this or whatever. Somebody's throwing a display out, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, so I'm trying to make this very budget focused and also mention alternative parts to the ones I may be using so you don't really have to spend much of anything. So no $1,000 bills, no 900, 500, whatever. It's not going to be any of those. So that's that. And I'm going to be using the Steam Link. I have it right now in my closet. I did try it out with this display. I took the display out of the monitor. The casing that, like the bezel and everything. I took that out and reassembled it outside of its, casing or whatever. And I tested it to make sure that nothing got broken during that process and everything works. And then I plugged the Steam Link in, and honestly, the streaming is really good. It looks like I'm playing it natively. The delay is non-noticeable. It really works very well. And it's wireless, by the way. So, but I do plan on putting an Ethernet port in the back, so I'm going to try to get like an extension, some kind of extension cable to be able to plug the Ethernet into the back, just kind of mount it in the back, so you can just plug an Ethernet cable if need be. So these are my plans, and I'm going to use like the easiest way of doing things too. So like those USB, they're the buttons that are like USB. They're very easy. Just plug everything in. You just look at what button goes where, and then there's a USB cable that you can plug straight into the Steam Link. And however I get it to work, whether the Steam Link actually sees it, or maybe I have to use USB here. In that case, I may have to actually purchase USB here, because if it's a two-player cabinet, that's not going to work with two players, because they require that you buy that for more than one USB device wirelessly. And I just realized I have my AC on. It's probably making a friggin' noise, and it's practically the end of this video. Maybe I can just edit it out with Audacity. I don't know. But anyways, yeah, so I got the wood. When I got it, it was sent through UPS, and gotta tell you, UPS, oh God. They came up with this, I guess, I don't know how new it is, but they came up with this stupid access point thing. So basically, they attempt to deliver it. Now, this was actually supposed to be delivered next week, like the middle of next week. And they decided to attempt to deliver it while I was at work. And, of course, I wasn't home. So, they won't re-deliver. They send it off to some random fucking store. So that you have to go and get it from some guy, maybe at like a bodega or a deli. Or in this case, it was, I guess, not so bad. It was almost like a Foot Locker type store, but it wasn't. It was more of a local store, like a shoe store. So I had to go to go to the friggin' the store there with the paper, and I got this guy there. He's got an Adidas shirt on, and he's handling my package. I'm like, you know, well, you know, you just give it to anybody. You give my shit to anybody. So they dealing with this guy, and he's asking me what's in the package. I'm like, fuck, none of your business. You know, so you know, UPS should can that bullshit, because I mean, what if you're actually in the middle of nowhere? You live in the middle of nowhere, you're disabled or something, and then they just deliver your package like miles away to some store that's not near you, which has happened. And I was looking online, I think there was some lady who was like disabled, and what's the face? Sorry, I just got a text from my sister. Luckily for me, there's stores everywhere, but at the same time, I still don't want people, you know, just random people having my... And there's the hole. It looked like somebody ripped it open to look what's inside. And, you know, the only reason I'm really thinking that is because the guy actually asked me what was in the package. And then there's a big rip in the side. I'm like, come on, UPS, what the fuck? You're supposed to be a delivery company and not a me go pick the package up company. I shouldn't have to pick it up and, you know, whatever, but it's annoying. So, that was that, and I had to go to a shoe store to pick it up. So other than that, that's it. So, I actually have to go get some nails and things and whatever to put it together, and some other stuff I gotta remember. I also have to figure out what to put together when, so that I don't trip over myself when putting it together. You know, put the top on, and then then the top's in the way, and so I got to plan it out and overthink it, and all that fun stuff. Yeah, so that's that, and I think I'm gonna just put like I don't know, maybe just do the thing where you put a surge protector inside and plug everything into the surge protector and get like an extension cord and run it out the back, and put hinges on there. And yeah, so but I got to do a little more research before I decide to just go ahead and put it together and make sure I do it right. And I'm going to spray paint it black, and I think I'm going to get some decals, or not decals, I'm going to get like stencils. Like a stencil, and put some designs on the side for now, and then I'm going to turn it into like a Mortal Kombat 2 or cabinet. So that'll be cool. And that's that. So just talking about a fun little project that I'm planning out. That's not everything's not set in stone, but that's what I'm thinking now. But normally, when you start doing things, it's a little bit different. So we'll see. Maybe the research I do will tell me something else. But just wanted to talk about that. I wanted to do something different too, so I wanted to try the Steam Link instead of grabbing a Raspberry Pi. So there you go. Thanks for watching.